Hello. Hello, friends.
Hello.
What's the name of the show?
Mary Elizabeth Jones's Friday Hour.
There you go. That's what I
Yes.
wanted to hear.
Welcome to Mary Elizabeth Jones's Friday Hour, everybody.
Hi, I'm Kaye Lazar, her co-host. And we how do you like this view behind us?
It's
Isn't it
beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
How'd we stumble upon this view?
Well, this past Sunday we made a music video
There you go.
for a friend of ours.
I was kind of hoping
So-
the first music video I'd ever appear in is my own.
Yeah.
As it turns out, we made a music video for our friend Tayshawn Blanding.
Yes.
So I guess it'll be on YouTube soon.
Yes.
So you just go on there and
Yeah.
find it out. Also, and it was great. What'd you do in the video?
I danced and did all kinds of good stuff. So.
Did you sing?
I didn't actually sing, but I just did like a freestyle type of thing,
Yeah.
It was really
I pretended
fun.
to sing, but my voice was not on the pre-recorded song. I think only Tayshawn's was. And the guy who was supposed to show up to hold the balloons, I played a balloon salesman, so I got the part.
Yeah.
And I looked like a balloon salesman. I was dressed all in balloon
Yeah.
colors
Yeah.
and everything.
And I played a girl that was dancing and talking with the other group of
Yeah.
girls. And, then I was holding the ribbon and dancing with that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I was doing I was doing a little dance and I was acting and everything, but I've never been in a music video before. I think I was an extra in one. I'm not kidding you. Almost 30 years ago.
I haven't been in a music video either.
When
It's
they were
like my
pop-
first time
Yeah.
being in a music video. So.
Do they still make music videos? I don't know where to find them. They're on MTV.
They used to be, but they don't show those anymore on MTV. They just show like reality shows.
They
most
show
of the time.
women, teenage girls getting pregnant.
Yeah, something like that.
And
yeah.
to be honest with you, I do not make celebrities out of them.
Right.
I don't think. I mean, not to say that they should be ashamed of themselves or anything.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should be rewarded with limousines and multi-million-dollar contracts just for getting pregnant.
Uh-huh.
There should be some dignity.
Right. Right.
And then the punks that are on those shows, God, their boyfriends.
I know. Yeah.
Oh man,
Ew.
Teen Moms is the name of the show.
Wow.
And then they
yeah.
have Teen Mom, goes to Rio, Teen Mom.
They used to show reality shows that have like actual celebrities in them.
Yeah, well, those
Like
ones
the-
I like.
Yeah, I like the Osbourne.
Yeah, I mean,
the
that's-
Osbourne,
Linda,
his whole family and all that.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan
Yeah.
has them, and
Also, Nick and Jessica had them too.
I remember there
But
was
I don't
a
think they're there anymore.
reality show. There was a reality show with Clint Eastwood's family, but Clint Eastwood managed not to be on any of the episodes. I think he's in the credits, just a picture of him.
Right.
But they talked about all his extended family and daughters and fourth wife or something.
Yeah.
And I don't think he stayed married after that. And I think part of the deal was he didn't like the wife doing that reality show. 'Cause
Right.
I make movies. I don't want to be in the gossip mill.
Right.
I don't want cameras into my life.
Right. Exactly.
But this is called Libby Hill Park,
Yes.
and it's in Richmond. Yeah, this is actually
It's a lot of history here too. You know?
You have
Yeah.
let's see, you have tobacco warehouses here. You have the river, the Thames River.
Yeah. Well, it's actually the,
The
James River.
Oh, the James River.
River. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember someone coming from England once saying, "Is this the Thames River?" And I said, you're almost there. It's the James River, but I think the Thames is named after King James, just like our river is. So
The Thames River. I can hear him say it right now.
yes,
Are we at the Thames River?
Thames River.
No.
That's how the
Yeah.
English
so-
sound. And what else? I'm wearing my I should have worn this tie during the show we did,
The Beatles.
the Beatles show.
The Let It Be.
But I was dressed too much like a hippie. Hippies don't wear neckties. But this has the Yellow Submarine in it.
I love it.
Isn't it great? I think I was watching a talk show with John Ritter, like the Merv Griffin show or something, and he was wearing the same exact tie. I said, I have this tie. So about once a year I take it out, and I thought I'd wear it today.
Yeah.
It looks good today.
I like it.
Yeah, the Yellow Submarine was actually the first Beatles song I remember really liking. That that as a Beatles song,
Yeah.
the Beatles. And then I found out, but why? How come Lennon and McCartney sound so weird singing it? And then I realized it wasn't Lennon and McCartney. It was Ringo. He didn't write it, but he sang it. And when I saw Ringo in person, he sang all the songs he sang with the Beatles, like "Honey Don't" and "With a Little Help from My Friends" and "Yellow Submarine."
Yeah.
And a few others I can't don't spring to mind. But so I'm trying to get the Beatlemania going.
Yeah.
yes. Now I spent a few days ago. I think I was telling you earlier that I was at a party and not too many people showed up. It was at a restaurant and they closed the party because not enough people showed up. But there were other reasons. But part of the reason being is that you don't. You can't really hold a party in a restaurant unless there's a lot of people there because they will close it because they depend on waiters and everything to get tips and everything.
Yeah.
I really hate the restaurant establishment sort of deal in the sense that they make you tip. They make the, in other words, instead of paying the waiters and waitresses a fair salary like most jobs, they expect you, the consumer, to pay their salary.
Right.
And leaves them off the hook,
Right.
In other words, they have no skin in the game, the owners of a restaurant. All they have to do is make the food and sell it to the people.
Right.
At an overprice.
Right.
But they, but a lot of people, it's a good way to make money, though, as a waiter or waitress. Do you ever make tips?
I've never been a waitress, so...
No.
But I've worked at a fast food place.
They don't tip you there.
No, they don't tip me there.
They don't tip you at any place that they don't serve alcohol at.
Yeah.
In other words, it's almost like if there's an alcohol served at a place, then they tip you.
Right.
So we were livid, and my friend won't mention his name, Gorgeous George. he was as you know. He was upset that more people didn't come to his party to make this happen. And I said, listen, a few people are here. And don't yell at the choir, as they say.
Right.
Because the choir showed up for Mass. Don't be that preacher.
Yeah.
Don't preach to the converted.
Yeah.
Preach to the unconverted.
Yeah.
And whenever I had a party in the day, it was really funny. Whenever I had a party today, if certain people I counted on to show up didn't show up, I still had the party, still had a lot of fun, and still had fun with the people that were there.
Yeah.
But the people that weren't there, when I saw them later, I had no one to take me. I had to wash my hair that night. I was so worried about the dog and the grandmother and everything. I couldn't come to your party. I said, it's too bad. You missed a great party. A party they'll be talking about for at least months to come.
That's right.
And you missed out on it.
Yeah.
And I have no sympathy for you.
Right, exactly.
And sometimes it might be a single woman, and I'll say, and every woman there found the man of her dreams at that party. And you could have found the man of your dreams at the party. Instead, some woman not as smart as you and not as good looking as you found the man of his dreams. Her dreams at that party, and you missed out. I have nothing but miserable pity for you.
Right. So was this during Gorgeous George's party?
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, so we had to move it to another place, and and let me tell you something. I actually had to tell, and I tell this to everybody, that don't get mad at the people, your friends. Get mad at your enemies. All right?
Yeah.
Be happy with your friends. Your friends are the ones, and you don't really know who your people say they're your friends, but it isn't until you actually have to put their feet to the fire that you know who your friends are, who are loyal to you, who will do things for you and
Sometimes
everything.
I gotta watch who my friends are.
Yeah, like what? Like, tell me any example of that.
Well, sometimes they like get mad at you for stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like when they keep calling you, begging you to answer the phone and tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to. I want to ignore it because, you know, you never know. You know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I make a joke on the internet. People always say, you know, if you don't vote for the same guy I vote for, or something, or root for the same team I root for, I'm going to unfriend you. And I always say, good. Good. I say, why would anybody ever want another friend?
Yeah.
Someone to have to send on your birthday card to. Somebody that you have to help move when they move. Someone who you have to drive to the airport when they're stuck. Someone who you have to change tires for.
Right.
But at the same time, I like to think of myself as a good friend, and thus I will do those things for people.
Yes.
So, you know, but then some people take advantage of your friendship and everything.
Yes.
I'm in show business.
Yeah, me too. So.
And I never really had to call people for this, but now that I'm in show business, it wasn't always the case. Now that if I have a thing to do, like a play or an event, I tell my friends to come to it.
Yeah.
Because and the only reason why they would ever come to anything I do is because I'm in it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to hear me jibber jabber all day, because they can hear me jibber jabber for free. Why do they have to pay $10 cover charge to hear me jibber jabber otherwise?
Exactly.
Or see me in a play and see me act.
Exactly.
But they're friends, and they stick by you. Friendship is the perfect blendship.
Yeah.
When other friendships could be forgot, ours will still be hot.
Yeah.
Cole Porter. Anyway, so I'm very I tell you where friendship is very lackluster and really put to the test. When I was in high school, there are two things that really set me off about friends, and these people were my friends. One was I was being bullied by some kid, a bigger kid, and he just ran after me, and I was running. I was on, as it turned out, I was on roller skates at this point, and he was running after me, and I kept falling down and getting back up and falling down, and my friends were laughing. They didn't step in to defend me.
Yeah.
They laughed, and I thought I must have been like 12 years old, and then I said, "Well, this is a good lesson."
Wow.
You know, your friends, when you're being bullied, do not laugh.
Yeah.
In fact, in many cases, they defend you, and in even more cases, they come between the bully and especially if he's a much bigger guy.
Right.
When I was growing up, everyone was a much bigger guy than me.
Right.
And that I still seethe about that.
Yeah.
You know, that my friend, I really had little to do with those kids ever again. I even called one of them and said, "Why were you laughing? Why were you and the other 3 kids laughing?" And they said, "Well, it was kind of funny the way he was knocking you down. You kept getting up." I said, "You thought it was hilarious?"
Yeah.
So, a very German sense of humor. And then the other thing was, this happened actually the night I graduated from high school. This is a whole different set. I made new friends, but then they kind of dropped the ball themselves.
Yeah.
What happened was I think I told you this. What happened was we graduate, we sit by each other, everything's good. This is high school. These are people I've known at that point at least 4 years, sometimes even longer.
Right.
And how old are you? 18 years old, 12th grade. You get out of 12th grade, and then when the party is over, we have a party after the graduation at someone's house, and a lovely woman had this party, and still a friend of mine. She's still a friend of mine. And my friends all kind of lined up at the end of the party. We're all drinking and everything. You could drink when you were 18 in those days.
Yeah.
And they all shook my hand and says, "Kevin, it was nice knowing you." It was, and this is June. there's a whole summer before college starts. They're all shaking my hand, said, Kevin, it was nice knowing you. You made it fun these last 3 or 4 years in high school, and good luck to you in the future and all this stuff. And they all basically said that. And I was sober enough to say, we have the whole summer together. We should really pull out all the stops. We should really have fun. And they said, yeah, maybe we will. But until then, give my best to your family and all this. It's like 4 guys did this.
Oh, wow.
And I thought maybe, well, that was that night. It was almost like the breakup with a girlfriend or something. A girlfriend lets you down, and then it hit me maybe a week or 2 later when they didn't answer my calls. It was all planned.
Wow.
Never to see me again. And now, what, 30 years on, hence they still haven't seen me.
Wow.
I've run into them a few times, but I don't want to pal around with them.
Right.
They all live their own lives. They're all very smart people. They all went to Harvard and Duke and Princeton, and a couple were kind of slow. They went to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
None of them went to UVA where I went, so I never had to really see them.
Yeah.
I guess because I was going to a different college than them, they said, okay. And as it turned out, when I went to college, I met all new friends.
Right.
Who needs those people in high school?
Yeah, I had friends in the past that aren't my friends anymore. So.
Yeah. What did they do to you?
They used to, like, kind of turn me down, like, they were kind of mean to me.
Oh, well, that's friends like them.
Yeah, I know.
Who needs friends? Who needs enemies?
Exactly. Who needs them,
And, but you make I have never not had I've always made friends. I've always made male friends everywhere I go. Mailmen too. Even in this economy where we're using emails all the time.
Yeah.
Males have always gravitated towards me. Don't take it wrong as if they're in love with me or something. Men like, I'm sort of the man's man, kind of. I like sports. I like, carrying on. I like doing the thing men like to do.
Right.
Sports. That's all I can think of. That's all we can do.
Right.
But and I'm a good friend. I help people out, and I'm always in a good mood, and I never complain. I have a really good friend called Steve Vogt. He lives in Kentucky now, and we once went to NASCAR, and he was the what do you call it, he had VIP tickets, and we had the VIP thing going on.
Yeah.
We had barbecue. We got to go in the pit. We got to meet the racers and everything. We did the top drawer all sets. And what happened was a lot of things took a while. We had to walk long distances. At the state fairgrounds in those days. We had to wait for food, that type of thing. And he finally turned to me and says, Kevin, I know why so many people like you. And I said, why? He said, because you never complain. You seem to be all enthusiastic about everything. I said, fun is fun. When you're having fun, you should make it last, not be in a rush to get it over with.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I am that way. I'm not, because I used to hang around people. In fact, I used to see people, even in my own family, that would complain all the time. You'd go to like Kings Dominion or Busch Gardens or a ball game, and they complain, oh, the seats, it's too hot. Oh, where's the air conditioning? I need a drink of water. I need French fries. All this stuff.
Right.
And then I would hear them complain, so then I would start complaining. Well, yeah, where is that? And I didn't realize how this compounds to, like, your parents just get fed up with this, or friends of your parents get fed up with this. And I thought, well, those people are, those brats are getting their way, so they must be onto something.
Right.
And then somebody turned to me and said, don't be that guy.
Right.
Just because you get your way doesn't mean that people like you.
Exactly.
They do it to shut you up. So what happens is, so we had to, so it dawned on me when I was taking a bunch of little kids somewhere. I guess they got the same memo that I had gotten. Complain the whole time, and you'll get your way.
Right.
Complain that you want ice cream. If you complain about ice cream enough, you'll get it. You know.
Right.
But you know.
Right.
So then so now if someone's doing something nice for me, give me a ride home, that type of thing, I make it worth their while. Give them a couple of dollars gas. I could give them a drink. I invite them in. That I try to be a good friend. When I go to a party, there's so many parties are a good example of friendship. When you go to a party, even if I'm invited, that's great. But even if I'm not invited and I hear about it and they don't know I'm coming, I always bring beer or wine. I don't even drink.
Yeah.
I always bring beer or wine. I buy it just to give away.
Right.
To my guests and my friends. And I buy it, and then no matter what party you go to, they can't really fire you from a party if you bring beer.
Yeah.
Now, if you bring now I notice a lot of women you might have as friends, but you might be falling in love with them, kind of, or have a crush on them or something. You invite them to your party, and they always wind up bringing their boyfriends.
Oh,
they're just what we need at this party, more men. I was talking about this with Gorgeous George, and we were talking about parties. He goes, how come every time we invite Betty and Veronica to our parties, they always wind up bringing Archie and Jughead? Like we need another Archie and Jughead.
Right.
And so George says, well, who needs Archie and Jughead? If they bring Reggie, that's all right, because Reggie's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Reggie will probably get you drinks and stuff.
Right.
So always, I try to, I was actually very excited when I was, I changed schools when I was in 5th grade, and I brought a different approach to how a lot of kids were when I was in 5th grade. How old were you in 5th grade? 11? And
10.
10 or 11?
Yeah.
And then I come in and a fresh approach. All these kids knew each other for at least a few years, and I didn't know any of them. So I come in, and evidently I impressed a lot of these kids because they all became my friends. But something happened in 6th grade. I wore out my welcome, and somebody actually told me, nobody likes you in this class. They actually said nobody likes you in this class. And I said, why? I said, I don't know why. They just don't. There's something very abrasive about you, something very upsetting about you. Then I tried to go through what I was doing wrong. And sometimes what you do as a 10-year-old isn't necessarily what you do bad as a 30-year-old.
Right.
For example, if you're a knowledgeable person and smart, that's a plus when you're 30. Yes. When you're 10 years old and you let everyone know that you're the smartest in the class, they don't like that.
Right, yeah.
Evidently, I must have been maybe exhausting in my intelligence. I must have been, because I just knew everything about everything.
Right.
And I wanted to know everything about it. I knew everything about baseball. I knew everything about movie trivia. I must have had it on some sort of spectrum at that age. And it actually didn't go away because, at that age, you kind of dig in your heels and you say, well, eventually, a lot of politicians have this problem. Eventually, everyone will figure out how awesome I really am.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going through a bad patch. The joke, I think, was Donald Trump thought this and Barack Obama thought this. When is everyone going to realize how awesome I really am?
Right.
But then I said, okay, if everyone, I got some sort of enlightenment. I got to change. Middle school was terrible.
Right, I know. I hated middle school.
I didn't even drive by the middle school I used to go to. Yeah, it's on the way to a lot of things.
Me neither.
So in 9th grade, I went to high school, which was a little better, and much improved. And what happened in high school was I also, believe it or not, you're a year smarter. How in 9th grade you are 15 years old, I think.
Yeah.
And then I started.
You're actually 14 and
14. You're 14.
And then 15 in 10th grade.
Yeah. So then what happened was I thought to myself, well, if they're all united against me,
right,
then I'm not going to change all their minds. See, when I was in 6th grade, I thought I could.
yes.
But when I was in 9th grade, I realized I've got to change.
Right.
I got to change my behavior.
Right.
So then I started to be pleasant and being more kind and say please and thank you. And, a lot of things that kids don't do.
Right.
I read a book of manners. I even asked my mom how to behave.
Right.
She said, a lot of it has to do with, getting girlfriends and stuff. And my mom said, at the time there was a popular movie, Octopussy, about James Bond with Roger Moore.
Yeah.
And at the same time, there were 2 movies. There's another one called Never Say Never Again with Sean Connery as James Bond.
Yeah.
And James Bond is James Bond, just different actors playing him. And I got to see. My mom said, "Now look at how he behaves. He's a man who kisses and is charming and dresses well and talks elegantly and never says anything bad about anybody, never complains, all that stuff. And see how the women just flock to him. Not only do women flock to him, but the men seem to have no problem with him either. Men he's going to kill. Women he's going to kill. Women are trying to kill him. They are all." And then she said, "That's how you act. That's how you should act." And I started studying the James Bond character in the movies, and how and that's why why I and for probably since 10th grade on, with some improvements, I've tried to create that model.
Yeah.
And how about you? Did you ever have any of these questions? How do I change? Is there anything I can do? What's the problem?
My mom kind of taught me the same thing about if I ever got into a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What'd she say?
She said, "Mary, you make sure you act a certain way."
And what was that way?
Be ladylike.
Yeah.
And look pretty, look your best.
Yeah.
Which I do.
Which you do.
Yeah. So.
Yes. So anyway, around the same time, there's another movie, a really terrible movie with Burt Reynolds in it. I think it was called Stroke Race or something. He played a race car driver,
okay.
and he was trying to manipulate women into kissing him and everything. Lonnie Anderson, who he wound up marrying, so he must have been doing something right.
Yeah.
He didn't stay married to her though. Yeah. But in the movie. And my mom took me to that one too, just for entertainment. And then when it was over, remember when I told you about James Bond like a month ago? Goes, pay attention to what Burt Reynolds was doing in that movie, and don't do anything he did.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Now Burt Reynolds, I don't know what he was like in real life, but Burt Reynolds had a checkered past with women, and
right.
Burt Reynolds is a real person though. James Bond is a fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So act the fiction, do the fiction. So I would, So I figured out, how do I behave, and and that's something I've actually done in all my life. If someone's just, sometimes this happens with employers, this happens with a friend, people that are on the cusp of being my friend on the way out, and when they will just complain mercilessly about what a terrible person I am or what a terrible thing I'm doing, I'll say, okay, all right, I give up. You win. How do I fix this? How do I make it better? And then after a while they say, well, don't let it happen again. Then I won't let it happen again. I've learned my lesson. If I let it happen again, you're just going to complain even more to me. Though that I have seen the light and mended my ways, I don't want to hear any more of your complaining.
Yeah.
I may not add that if it's an employer, but it's implied in that command. Because in other words, once you've won the argument, you shut up.
Right. Right.
And those that like on the People's Court.
Yeah.
When some guy won his case and he said to Judge Wapner, and another thing, he goes, no, you won your case. Only the loser gets to complain. The winner has no reason to complain anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, It was wonderful talking with you. We should do more of this show.
Yes, and thank you all for tuning in. And sorry I was a little off earlier, so you know. Yeah.
I found you a charming delight.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you all for tuning in. And
Wait, we have more. We have a second half, don't we?
Yes, we have a second half coming up your way in a little bit.
Right on.
We're gonna take a break. God bless you.
Gotta turn this off. Can't see this at all. Hi.